Now, like we just discussed, Thutmose III was succeeded by Amenhotep II, who was succeeded by Thutmose IV, but we're skipping these two pharaohs and we're stepping directly into Amenhotep III's era. Okay, so Amenhotep III is the ninth pharaoh of the 18th dynasty, so ninth and still in 18th dynasty. His reign was a period of unprecedented prosperity and artistic splendor. So it makes sense for this period to go nice and smooth because Thutmose III was a great ruler. He conquered stuff, he got a lot for Egypt, and he stabilized, he extended the rule of Egypt over all these different places, Babylon, Syria, etc. So now, when everything is fine, kings have more time to look into art and culture and look into the spread of these kinds of things. So his reign was a pretty smooth period. Major feature is artistic splendor. Okay, so let me highlight that artistic splendor. And Egypt reached the peak of her artistic and international power. When he died, probably in the 39th year of his reign, his son initially ruled as Amenhotep but later changed his own royal name to Akhenaten. So he was succeeded by Amenhotep IV, who changed his name to Akhenaten. So Akhenaten and Amenhotep IV, same person, same pharaoh rather. Okay, so here's a picture of Amenhotep III. The way I remember about his art and stuff is because if you look at his crown, it's pretty artistic, I think. So his main, it helped me to remember, like, he did a lot about art and stuff because he looks artistic to me in some ways. Oh, it was a little bit more on Amenhotep III. He revived the Heliopolitan theology. So once again, everything is smooth. There is no wars or anything. So now the kings have time to focus on other things like art and culture. So now he had the time to revive the Heliopolitan theology, which is basically into describing the elements of creation. He restored monuments and stressed relationship between sun gods and the kings. Now, cult of Aten. I have a little bit. I just found something on a web page. Let me just bring it up for you 1 second. Okay, there we go. So, Cult of Aten. There's a web page on the internet. I can provide links to it if you want. But this is what it says. Aten is known as the sun disk god. He was first introduced in the Middle Kingdom as a characteristic of the son of god Re. He was considered a separate god for the first time under Thutmose IV or Thutmose IV. Under Thutmose or Thutmose, son Amenhotep III, a cult was formed to worship Aten. So in our lecture here, we're talking about Amenhotep III anyway. So it was under Amenhotep III that a cult was formed to worship Aten separately. With the reign of Amenhotep IV, and Amenhotep IV is Akhenaten, the worship of Aten came to its pinnacle. Amenhotep IV started his reign in the capital city of Thebes. He had difficulties with the powerful priesthood of Amen-Re, which had its main temple at Karnak. In the 5th year of his reign, he disbanded the priesthood of all the other gods in Egypt except Aten. He changed the religion from polytheistic to monotheistic. The king changed his name to Akhenaten, meaning servant of Aten. In addition, he moved the capital city from Thebes to a newly constructed city of Akhetaten. So here's a little map here. Here's Memphis, Akhetaten. So he moved. Oops. Of course, I don't have pen now here. So that's Akhetaten. Here's Thebes, and here's Aswan. Okay, so if I go back to my notes then, so he was the first one to bring about this cult of Aten, and this was the source of influence for Akhenaten, who is actually Amenhotep IV, right? Yeah, Amenhotep IV.